Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Welcome. Guys, welcome to the stream. Brookie, Jericho, welcome, guys. Thank you for calling past. Second stream for today. Hope everyone's doing well. This game's called It's getting loud. It's getting loud. Let's have a look at the options real quick. Oh, there. For the life of me, I couldn't even see where it was. Okay, we'll mute it just for a second, guys. This stream is proudly sponsored by, supplied by, and supported by the amazing people at what? Ratalaika Games. RatalaikaGames.com. Check them out. We're live, Live, right now on Twitch with Seduce Me, the complete game. This game's a visual novel game. It contains both visual novels, obviously. So before I even go further into the game, if you're watching me live right now on my Twitch channel, I want to say, hey, how you doing? Thanks for calling past. Appreciate you. But if you couldn't make it today, and you're watching me back on my YouTube channel as a video replay, I want to say thank you for watching. You mean the world to me. Guys, it's never necessary. It's never asked for. Hey, once again, I wouldn't do it if I was in your shoes either. But for some crazy reason, if you want to like my video, subscribe to my channel, or even follow me, then I want to say thank you in advance. Thank you. Now, let me tell you about this game before we just dive straight in and start reading. Yes, it's a visual novel game. Seduce Me, the complete story. Enter the world of 5 demon brothers and choose your favorite. After inheriting your wealthy grandfather's estate, you arrive to see an incredible surprise. 5 injured, yet very handsome men appear at the lobby floor. They eventually awaken and make it known that they are attacked by a group of dangerous misfits and ran to their fine shelter, passing out as soon as they entered your home. You find out they are incubi, demons. Out of sympathy, you offer your home as refuge for a while in exchange for minor servitude. It's a big house after all. They happily agree. What will happen to the I can't pronounce this word. Okay. What will happen to the incubi? Get comfy. What exactly did they come to the human world? Why do they actually come to the human world? Are you sure that they're truly what they've gone? Doesn't make sense. Okay, so it doesn't matter. We'll just move on. Seduce Me. The complete story is a bundle that includes Seduce Me, the Otomi, Seduce Me 2, the Demon War. They are both dating sims with 13 mini episodes, and both have audio Otomi CDs as well as basic for lore compensation. So the game features visual novel dating sim, date 5, seductive incubi, beautiful Bishoni anime magna art, voice acting, original music soundtrack. It's Seduce Me. The complete story is bundled of Seduce Me 1 and 2, The Demon War, blah, blah, blah. We've already read that part, sorry. The release date was September the 8th, 2023, so a couple of days ago. It's a single-player game. The gene is an adventure visual novel. Once again, the big shout-out, publisher, Ratalaika Games, RatalaikaGames.com. Supported language is English. This is available for the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X. Today, guys, I am playing in the Xbox Series X. Okay, so I just turned the music right off. I forgot to turn it back on, you idiot. Okay. So let's start the game. Let's have a look at the extras real quick. So gallery, we've unlocked nothing, of course. So bloopers. Okay, so we're going to finish things to actually get somewhere. Secrets. Got all this stuff here. Writer's notes. Scrolling through it all. Showing it a bit off, guys. And then we've also got the credits as well. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Let's start it. Okay, so we'll do, Okay, so where to begin? We've got Seduce Me 2, and then Seduce Me, the episode series. So we'll do, the episode series is they're both together, isn't it? I read that right, didn't I? Okay, so choose your episode, so we can go all the way through the episodes, a lesson in... Okay, so what we'll do is we'll play number 1 first. We'll give it a bit of a read through, guys, and then we'll move on to number 2, and then we'll go from there. So I've got achievement straight away. The story begins from the top. This is a fictional interactive narrative. Any character resembles to real life people are purely coincidental. Also, the following game is made for PG-16 audience. Please know that sexual / violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warnings, abuse, implied rape, and suicide. You have been warned. I didn't even expect this game to have this. I really didn't. Please enjoy.
Hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
Okay, so straight off the bat, voiceover. Voiceover is a good thing in visual novels. Okay, so we're going to do... Okay, so we're going to do a girl's name. So we'll just stick with Mika. Mika, I like the name.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you. Wonderful.
Eric, do your job.
Very well. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Ren'Py Visual Novel Engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it since you'll be in it.
Oh,
Eric.
isn't it creepy? Eric's the creep.
Fine. Farewell, my sweet.
That was loud. Somewhere.
Come on! Is that all you got?
Wanna try me, asshole?
It's a quite loud game. I've got my headphones turned right down, but it's quite loud.
Crap! Missed.
Let's retreat for now.
No kidding. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
Call it fate or call it a coincidence. There's one moment of violence started of a chain of events I will never forget.
Created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory. It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected with the modern viewpoint.
Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here, but it's April, so it's not exactly that surprising. Personally, I love the sound of it, the way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so smoothing. Even looking at the droplets hit the glass of the window was strangely calming. For the reason I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, I spent more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. The lectures in class were pretty boring. Mrs. Phillips' voice was passionate, but I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. And since it was a period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things. Honestly, I didn't really care much about the economics. Sure, I had a good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbooks and did my assignments PM time. I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it was up to me, I would have taken another course. Luckily, it was Luckily, it was my senior year, so after the semester, it would mean that end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. I didn't hate high school. It was just a mundane how they days drifted on and off, as if there were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them. That was kind of it. In short, I was done with high school. The start of second semester brought a note of affinity to it. I had already applied for a few universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. It seemed like a start of something that would be change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in this class.
Miss Anderson.
Mrs. Phillips raised her voice, interrupted my train of thought. Just when I thought it was just when I was thinking about class, I quickly turned my head to face my teacher. Hopefully, she shouldn't pick me up just because she knows that was spacing out. Yes,
Would you care
ma'am.
to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
So it's got the voiceovers, but obviously your part, the character you play, and some other little parts, you've got to read, which is not bad. But obviously no, what we're playing, no visual novel. Sorry, yeah, no visual novel. It's going to have complete voiceover because that would be just like you wouldn't be reading it, would you? Oh, I read about the textbook last night. It should be the Black Scholars
Very good
Form
as
formula,
always, Miss
model formula.
Anderson.
Anderson, it followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather by my surname. No doubt, since the surname was a trademark of international famous and philanthropic Anderson Family Toys, the founder is my grandfather. Suzu, one of my best friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch in the shoulder.
Ass girl.
From besides me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Susie's choice of words.
She means good job.
Miss Capini,
Oi!
care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Some guys named Black and Shoals. Fisher Black and Myron Shoals.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Show off. Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Suzu. I like that name. Hey, Cowboy, thank you for the subscription, buddy. Thank you. Much appreciated. Suzu rolled her eyes and scratched her chair, and Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always patted that Naomi showed her up. Howdy, Cowboy. Once again, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. Bit of a shout out for you guys. Oh, been going good, Cowboy. Just doing some streams at the moment. Onto the second stream for today. Bit of reading. This one's got voiceover as well, so I don't have to read too much, which is a good thing. Suzu rolled her eyes and sat in the chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk.
That's the end of
Okay,
today's
sorry, read that
lecture.
part.
Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
You're welcome, Goddess. All good, Cowboy. It was a pretty good game, though. Not normally I'm into RPGs like that, but for some reason it just pulled me in. It just pulled me in. Yeah, it was a real good game. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desk aligned with mine, and we turned to the Three Musketeers. Cowboy says I've got it, just waiting for it to update. Yeah, it's good. It's good when you had if you have got the PlayStation 4, Xbox One version, you can upgrade to the next gen for free. When the teacher let the students decide over groups, we always grouped together in a little trio. It was sheer stroke of luck that we managed to get the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity to stick together as much as we could. Besides, we are more comfortable around each other than around the Start again. Besides, we were more comfortable around each other than around any other classmate. Man, a bit of a tongue twister then. Got it knotted up in my tongue. It just made sense for us to put our heads together in any kind of project. I took out a poster where we were working on and it rolled it up open in the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a bit more prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look up at any issues. She lightly tapped the pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
So let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Susie straightened up and looked at the poster and stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened.
How about
she
a
spoke
company
up.
name? Huh? Did we really skip over that? Of course we did. You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff that you completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project. At least we caught it this time. What do we name it? Not sure. What do you think?
It always comes down to me. Whenever there was something to be named or titled, I was the master at any decision, even when I didn't want to be.
Corporations. That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company? What do dragons have to do with our project? What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot. But our company sells bubblegum.
Bubblegum.
Said we can't produce spicy bubblegum. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think?
Both of them looked at me expectantly. Even though I wasn't quite sure myself, I didn't really want to choose sides. But if it were up to me, I would say, okay, guys, if you're watching me, 1 or 2. Number 1, Trinity Corporation sounds just fine. Or number 2, I like Dragon Company. 1 or 2, first in, first gets it. Once again, this stream's proudly supported by, sponsored by, and supplied by Ratalaika Games. RatalikaGames.com. Guidance Gamer with 2. I like Dragon Company.
Booyah! Dragon Company it is! Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
We ended up a name game, scrambled my thoughts. Huh?
Ignore
Who was
it,
that?
It's just Lisette.
I looked over my shoulder to see Lisette laughing with her circle of friends, mostly comprised by popular people. As a result, everyone in the school knew them. It was the center of all the set's white. She sat with a posture that indicated she was still working, but ready to casually chat about her day. She was endearing, balanced, and charismatic and awkward, which she rapidly apparent when she first talked to someone. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was perfect. Not that there was anything robot or anything, but... What was that? I'm just going to text. Sorry. Not that she was a robot or anything, but she was the student that everyone else wanted to be. Lisette was bright, easygoing, and, above all, had her fortune laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school. As a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes could rub on a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it was ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued to today. Of course, my friends knew that was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, she shifted their attention to her.
She doesn't look like she's working, in my opinion. She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow herself to look like she's actually doing work. Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be. The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you. What's that supposed to mean? Never mind. It's about time.
Oh shit, that scared the crap out of me. Oh my god, that bell scared the crap out of me. Unsurprisingly, Sue was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out the door.
Even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
Goddess, the second game to scare you today. I didn't expect the bell. I really didn't expect that bell to be so loud. Okay, 2 guys, 1 or 2. If you watch me live, type in 1. I wish I was fast enough to getting out of here. Or 2, me and you both, Naomi. 1 or 2. Okay, Goddess with 1. I wish I was fast and her getting out of here. Naomi folded her arms close to her chest, giving me a disappointed
not
look.
You too. She's turning you into a delinquent.
Haha, it's a joke, Naomi.
Well, it's not really funny.
Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what?
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings.
Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
Haha, I do have to admit I was spacing out. And just because I answered one of the questions doesn't mean I automatically the validation.
So it wasn't too interesting. But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
So you finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom. And never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
Despite this, they both burst out of laughter. Normally, anyone who would think that 2 people are so opposite would never be associated with each other. However, even though they are so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. Maybe they were just the perfect complements, or personalities just didn't dedicate the possibilities of their friendship. After all, we 3 had been the best friends since preschool.
So where are we heading to first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
Who would even buy that? I wonder.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste of it.
Ha ha ha! You do like spicy food after all. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with aromas and different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Fries and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
You're crazy!
Hell yeah, I'm crazy.
I think I'm getting a migraine.
I think I'll go with it. Okay. 1, 2, or 3, guys. We've got 3 choices now. Number 1, Cajun fries, spicy chicken burger 2. Sounds great. What Naomi's having 2, or just mac and cheese and a soda. 1, 2, or 3. First in, first gets it. Goddess is 3. Just mac and cheese and a soda. That sounds good. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of our empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her food.
Is there anything we want to talk about?
Bored already?
I know. Let's talk about...
Say boys, and I will never speak to you ever again.
Aw, why not?
What's so interesting about talking about guys? Not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
Hey!
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
True.
That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Well, it really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more there was no one I was interested in having a relationship with. Don't get me wrong, I'm a very open person, but there were not many interesting guys at the school. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanted to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafe started up an announcement echoed through the cafeteria.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh my.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
Something did happen. And it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon. Accompanied by rolling thunder, the skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of the under the black umbrella. I stared at the glass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. One of the monotone eulogies that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I finally was able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly maid and relatives that they didn't even know, were huddled around a simple small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it were not for the rain, everything would have been heavy silence. I looked beside me, where my father was standing and holding up a large umbrella for a small family of 3. His face was motionless, a strange sight next to him weeping mother. I wondered what was going through their mind. After all, etched in the smooth grey tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter. He passed away that day. Slowly, people began to leave until it was just my father, mother, and myself at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit under a uniform, black umbrella of the funeral attendants walked towards us, introduced himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud.
I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Only my parents were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of the lawyer, and there was a reason
and
why.
to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate, all the furniture and decor that resides within the house, shall also be given to my granddaughter.
What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18. That was impossible, and yet it was written in my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Dear.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression
About the
on his
estate.
face.
Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my
that
own?
seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
What a prick of a dad. Or a son. Both. He's a
David.
prick. Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car,
Don't mind him,
disinterested.
honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
Cowboy says, what's this all about? This game's called Seduce Me, the complete story. So it's got Seduce Me 1, Seduce Me 2 in it, and it's also got like an episode thing in it as well, Cowboy. It's a dating sim kind of like a relationship visual novel. So you get to have choices. You rock up to your mansion that you just inherited, and there'll be 5 demon boys. They're demons, but they're dressed as Ikobis. They're demons, but they're dressed as handsome young men, and you get to date them and things like that. So it's a bit of a relationship type of visual novel with a story and stuff like that. Those typical top. You can go ahead to the car, Mum. I think I need to get time alone with Grandpa.
Take all the time you need.
She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around at the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that laid in front of me. I'm sure that Grandpa wasn't changed or arranging all this. It would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would have buried their own family the same day they passed away? Everyone knew that my grandfather loved for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any warmth. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. I just want to go back to before.
Oh,
Grandpa.
It's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept up in a giant bear hug, and both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. It was one of my favorite things after seeing my grandfather. He was greeted with me. Unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful, even as I grew older. Sorry that Daddy didn't come here earlier today. He said he wasn't feeling too good again. It was always like that. Dad missed every visit of Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
So? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah, so what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mummy says there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we should go.
I would love to, but I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
I got a phone call, guys. It won't be a second. Just gotta quickly save it up real quick. I'll just take this phone call and I'll be back in a jiffy. Bear with me for a second. Okay, guys, I'm back. What we're going to do now, as we've read some of this so far, yes, we've saved it. So what we'll do now is we'll play Seduce Me Part 2, The Demon War. Choose your demons. Well, I'm going to go a blue demon.
Hold on there! Before you start the game, I need to ask you a few things. Don't want you getting lost now. First of all, have you read the first story, Seduce Me the Otome? Like, seriously read it. No skimming, no pretending to read it. No. It's okay if you haven't, but there are a lot of things in this game that you won't understand unless you fully experienced and understood that story first.
Okay, so basically it's telling me not to play the second game until I finish the first game. Cowboy, no, not a prank call, just a quick courtesy call that I have my car booked in for a service. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Next question. You do know this is Matthew's route, right? You know, that cute fourth son, the one who made Simon Tabby, the creepy doll? Well, now you do.
I didn't know.
It's not too late to go back to the main menu and choose another route. Just click the main button in the dialog box and you'll be transferred back to the main menu. But if you want to know about him, I can tell ya. Pretty much, Matthew is the fourth brother of the Incubi brothers. He looks like he's the youngest, but he isn't. He just has a baby face, and kinda got the short end of the stick when it came to being like an adult. Living in the demon world wasn't easy for him. Because he was the fourth son, he wasn't really cared for by anyone, except his brothers and his mother. While she taught him how to be a proper demon, he comforted her whenever she felt upset or downtrodden. It's kinda sweet. Still, to say that Matthew's a kid is a big insult. He's very skilled in cooking and baking and can make small objects in his pockets. He's also a little more mature than you think, especially when he tries to seduce you. Ooh.
So we're going to... Oh, sorry, guys. So what we're going to try to do is... I don't want to spoil the storyline for everyone. So we've read the first one, not all of it, but we've done a bit of a gameplay of the first game. So the second one, we're going to try to kind of just little dive in a little bit, trying to do it without wrecking it, and then we'll go and check the episode thing out as well.
He is also a bit unpredictable. When he fought Malix, he was like a ninja of sorts, throwing daggers and being like a circus knife thrower. It was pretty cool, to say the least. Anyway, when Diana came to him, Matthew didn't want to have anything to do with her. Even when Diana talked about Matthew's mother, Matthew didn't budge and refused to give in to Diana's request for him to return to the demon world. Diana left, and you two pretty much lived happily for 2 whole years. Now Matthew works at the Anderson Toys Company, along with James, his eldest brother, into bringing the company into brand new heights. It's kind of awesome, to say the least. And that's Matthew. So, what do you think? All right. I'll take you back to the main menu so you can choose another route. I would just let you choose here, but where's the fun in that? Anyways, see ya!
Okay, so we're going to do that again. And I'll go yellow.
Hold on there! Before you start the game, I need to ask you a few... First of all, have you read...
So we've...
Oh, you do know this is James's route, right? You know, the eldest incubus? Well, now you do. It's not too late to... But...
I'm going to skip that. Tell me about him.
As I said, James is the eldest incubus. He was originally the crown prince of the Demon Lord's kingdom and spent his entire life training and studying to be the perfect ruler. It was torture. But one day, his brothers convinced him to leave the demon world with them to start new lives in the human world. He would be free of his duties and would get the chance to live a normal life. It was an opportunity he grabbed onto. He's very smart, and he's a quick learner. You could give him any book on any subject, and he can be a master at it within minutes. That's what you get when you were expected to study everything as a kid and are an incubus. He is also a little dominant. His fight with Malix gave you a small taste of his personality in battle, especially when he used his magic demon gun. Who knew demons had guns? Anyway, besides for all of that, he's a really nice guy. James is the perfect gentleman. However, his destiny as crown prince haunted him as Diana appeared. You see, Diana was specifically set to marry James because he was the first in line. So when she came and saw you getting close to him, she set her sights on him. Diana tried to convince him to come back with her, but his love for you and his will to be free of his destiny was stronger than she could ever fathom. She left, and you two pretty much lived happily for a whole 2 years. During that time, he took the reins of the Anderson Toys Company and became the CEO, bringing it to new heights. From what I hear, it's now a Fortune 500 company internationally. Kinda cool, huh? But yeah, that's all about James. He's pretty cool. All right.
I'm going to skip that again, guys. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll check out this episode thingy. Okay, so a lesson of romance with James, do you reckon? Actually, if you're watching me live right now, have a look at these episodes. There's 15 episodes here. So have a look and then just pick one and we'll go to that one. So we're kind of showing off the game. I don't want to wreck the storyline for anyone. So we're just showing off what this game, Seduce Me, the complete story, contains. So it contains both games, and it's also got this little episode thingy. Okay, so Goddess is Sam and Cowboys is Harem. This one here for the Cowboy. We'll go with the Cowboys. Sorry, Goddess, but I'm going to go with the Cowboy on this one. I do apologize. We'll do that. What is this? Okay, back. Sorry, I clicked out. So this is hard. Introduce me. What are my true feelings? I've lived with the boys for a long time, adjusting to life with them by the side. Over time, I've grown to love them all. Love all 5 of them. How am I supposed to choose which incubus to love? So how do we choose, guys? How do we choose? And we'll keep that. Sorry, guys. It is a bit fair. It's unfair, but you know, the cowboy, he's a cowboy and he's spitting tobacco and masturbating at the same time. What do you know when you live in a mansion with 5 extremely attractive men who recently stuck on your radar? Would you like to move to one of them? Which one? What if all 5 were appealing to you in different ways so you couldn't make up your mind? Goddess says, I would too. I was trying to be decent. Last time I did that. There were the hard questions I had to consider. It's true, I lived in a mansion with 5 drop-dead gorgeous men, and I was attracted to all of them. Not 1, not 2, all 5. All 5 mentors, and they're all brothers. Well, half-brothers, but they acted as close as blood could let them. But I was someone who was dwelled on looks. Each boy had their own internal charm and joy that I found endearing and amazing to witness. There were so many reasons why the boys indebted themselves into my heart. I mean, it wasn't like they were making it making it easier not to fall for each of them individually anyway. So I'm in and out, trying to ride up. Just trying to be a rider. You gotta move to the Alps and sit in a cabin and write a book. All good. James was the perfect image of a gentleman and a reliable partner. He led the charge on taking care of the house and managed his grandfather's company as its CEO at some time. He was a definition of leadership and yet treated me as the true power of the house. Eric's masterful charm was easily swayed to me and kept me flustered and giddy with every compliment he showed me with. He was a fashion designer, but my imagination would run wild thinking of him in a towel, or less. Still behind his charming mask, I knew a sweet man was hiding away, eager to simply see me smile. The strong man Sam was a surprise to me. While he was rough and tough on the outside, The more I got to know him, the sweeter and gentle he became. Not many would have believed how tender he was, but I was able to lucky ones. My attraction for him increased when I saw him put on his policeman uniform for the very first time. And then there was Matthew, a sweet and playful man. He somehow made me feel like a teenager again, with how much he made me smile. Yet, despite his youthful behaviour, he was much more mature than I once believed at first glance. But turn the corner and you have the most darling boy of the bunch, Damien. He was a practical image of being innocent and naive, but he still can stand on his own 2 feet as a man. He's extremely empathetic, but he could have been because of his mind reading ability. Oh, he's a mind reader. He's a hacker. He hacked my mind. 5 boys, 5 paths to take, and yet I stood on the crossroad not wanting to pick any. How could it have been? I need to make a choice eventually, right? Right? I sat in my bed one morning complimenting my own decision on the matter. Even social conscious nuance, humility, and morals screamed to me to take a choice of who I truly fall for. Oh, someone's messaging me. Dang, the builders is messaging me saying, shut up. I followed this idea for the longest time. Yet I felt doubt of the social contrast. Maybe, well, I found myself adoring each boy of their own unique reason. To choose between them seemed an impossible idea. Guy says, yeah, all. I'll be a second, guys. Just replying to this text. There we go. What if I just figured out my personal type of guy? Was I more into gentlemen or laid-back personalities? Did I want an older acting partner or a younger acting one? Someone who would play rough or be gentle. I liked all of them equally. I was pretty open in terms of romance. Not that I wasn't picky by any means, but I wasn't even one of the judge and favored anyone out based on who they were and how they acted. If I liked them, I liked them. Period. There was no reason to hate one of the order to focus on loving the other. That was idiotic. I liked all the boys, and it was ideology for me to try to divide each one of them, figuring out if one of them was soulmate or not. Did I have to? Did I want to? I was still questioning myself and learning my heart slowly and surely. What if my heart? I shook my head inside, unable to answer my own thoughts of the matter. This was ridiculous. Even if I couldn't figure it out now, there all seemed to be no rush on the matter. The boys were happy to live with me regardless. Yeah, everything was fine for now. I stretched my arms above my head and let out a yawn, finally ready to get out of the bed and prepare for the day. After all, whether or not I was in a relationship, I still had to live my life daily. And thus, my dream began. And on that note, guys... Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. We'll go back to the main menu now. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the extras that we might have unlocked. Okay, we unlocked no extras because we didn't really get too far into the game. What about the secrets? No secrets. Okay, so Seduce Me, the complete story. What do we think about the game, guys? What did we think about it? Storyline, well, there's got two games in one. We basically played the first game because when we tried to play the second game, it told us not to if we haven't played the first game. Didn't want to wreck it for anyone. Didn't want to wreck it for myself. But it's got a decent storyline. You play as a character you can name yourself. Got 2 best friends, Naomi and Suzu. Your grandfather dies and leaves his mansion. He's a toy factory owner, and he leaves his mansion to you. And then one day you go to the mansion. There's 5 demon boys. They're demons, but dressed up as handsome young men. Oh, I should say men. And they're in your mansion, and you fall in love with each one. So this game is a visual novel dating sim. As you can tell by the silhouettes in the background, and they appear. See the boy on the left-hand side and the boy on the right. The boy's got these demon horns. They're demons, guys. That's how it is. It's like a succubus. There are Game of Zoomy games with the girls. The girls are demons, but they got big jogs. And it's all fun and games. So, visualization, the art of the game looks really, really decent. I like how it looks. The drawings are nice. Soundtrack, got a decent soundtrack without being overbearing. It's there. It does a good job. Like now, listening to it now, it's nice. During gameplay, it's a bit quieter. Gameplay-wise, guys, today I'm playing the Xbox Series X. It's a visual novel, so all you do is need to read. Getting louder and louder. Press one button and scroll across. The good thing about this game, guys, it's got voiceover. So the characters that are not you will speak to you. Your character and other thoughts of a thing, you've got to read yourself. So you don't have to do a lot of reading. Like some visual novels, it's great to have voiceover. It's a real big boost. It's good in my books. So overall, the Marvel-related mini indie game review, Seduce Me, the complete story, which contains both games, I'm going to give a solid 7 out of 10. It's a good one, guys. If you're into visual novels, pick it up. Plus, voiceover is a plus. It's always a plus for me. Love it. I'd like to thank everyone for calling past the live stream today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're watching me back on my YouTube channel, guys, thank you for watching. It really means the world to me. Once again, this stream is proudly supported by, sponsored by, and supplied by Ratalaika Games, ratalaikagames.com. Check them out. Without them, this stream wouldn't be going ahead today, guys. So please check them out, Ratalaika Games. This game is available right now to purchase for the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X. Once again, thank you all for calling past the live stream. Make sure you take care of yourselves and ones you love. Don't forget to feed your pets. Say hi to your dog for me. And remember, you're perfect just the way you are. Unless you want to change, then change. Just be you, do you, and you'll be fine. Until next time, this has been Ratalaika Games Presents Seduce Me, the complete story. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. Ta-ta.